Okay, hopefully this is a short video, I'm really hoping. So the idea is I am putting this SSD into the computer, so WD green, I'm putting this one inside the computer. So why am I doing that? Well, I have just upgraded the storage, I didn't do a video on that. The one SSD, basically all I want to do is play Half-Life ALYX, that's what it is. Oh, there's a bunch of dirt there. All I want to play is Half-Life ALYX, and I can't play Half-Life ALYX because there's not enough space on the Windows 10 SSD. So you see there's an SSD in there, all the way back there, and then let's get all this shit out of the way, and let's get to the back of the computer. This may look like a mess of cables, but this is a 1TB SSD there, and then, actually I need to unplug that 1TB SSD. Might also do a bit of cable management while I'm here. I have a 1TB SSD down there, which also needs unplugging for now, and that can be taken out. Oh, 1TB, that's a 2TB even. 2TB SSD that can come out. Because there's 1TB, there's a 2TB M.2 slot in there. And then, this is the one I'm going to replace. The SanDisk. Let's just unplug everything, there we are. What's that? This is dreadful. I'm god awful at doing cable management. So that's our, one drive that needs to be cloned. So that needs to go into there. So you can see there's only 2 screws in here. Numero uno. Numero dos. Hopefully this is just going to be a short video. Hopefully I can just do it, make the video, and then enjoy myself and play Half-Life ALYX. You never know, because I might find that I cloned something wrong, or the drive's bust, or something dumb like that. Or like this, where I can't get the screw onto the screwdriver. So one goes in the top there. I don't actually have enough screws to do it properly, to have 4 screws in. To have 4 screws in, but that doesn't matter. And that's the wrong screw in general as well. But it's the only one I have. And it'll hold it in anyway. So I've unplugged every hard drive currently, or every SSD. One of those there. The only thing I need to avoid doing is formatting the M.2 drive, because I'm not taking that one out. So there we are, those are the 2 drives that need cloning. As you can probably tell, I don't trust myself enough to not format the wrong drive. This is the SSD that failed. So, well, I say failed. I don't know whether Windows 10 broke this SSD, this one here, or whether that was just, an actual failed SSD. But I'm still running it, so it's just Windows 10. I don't care whether it works or not. All I want to do is play Half-Life ALYX. All I want to do is boot into Linux. Give me Linux. It's booted into Windows. Oh yeah, it's booted into Windows 10. That's why. Because the only drive that's in. If you restart now, other people might lose work. There's nothing in it. You can tell from the original SSD video, this video quality should be much better. 4K, baby. There we are. I want to boot into. I do not see my USB on there. Okay, that's odd. Okay, that's not what I expected. This is the Windows 10 drive that I want to get rid of. It's only 128 gigabytes. What 8 is it recognising? If I go disk management. Okay, so it recognises the drive, that's the first good thing. Second thing is I can unplug the hard drive. There we are. There should only be that WD drive now. The M.2 one. Okay. It's not recognising the USB. Okay, well let's just give it a reboot. Yeah, the USB is obviously plugged in. I just unplugged it and replugged it in and it just worked. So I don't know whether that's Windows being weird or whether it's, something wrong with my USB port on the front. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, UEFI SanDisk, there we are. Try Ubuntu. It's gonna take hours. Ubuntu. Brought to you by Diet Coca-Cola. Eventually I will do a KVM machine where basically I can run every OS I want inside a virtual machine rather than having separate drives. But that's not today. System tools, I would like gparted. I don't actually need gparted like I found out last time, but what I use it for is figuring out which drive I'm supposed to type in. So ALYX terminal, so it's sudo dd input file system equals our dev SDA. Dev SDA. Oh, is that? The USB is 128 gigs. I need to make sure I do the right one. Okay, that's Ubuntu. So dev SDA is definitely right. Output file system equals dev SDC. What? Oh yeah, dev SDC, and that's a Microsoft reserved partition, so that's correct. And then status equals progress. I believe that's everything I need. That is correct. So now, when we press enter, it should start copying everything to the SSD. Dev SDA is right, dev SDB is the USB. Hopefully in a moment we start seeing the pending operations. Refresh devices. We should see this updated with a partition table in a moment. Okay. Ignore. Okay, there we are. That's our beautiful thing. Can't think of the word, but yeah, that's our partition table with the unallocated 100 gig extra. That's where Half-Life ALYX will go. So now we wait for this to do, and we go from there. There we are, that's complete. So if I go to dev SDC, you see that partition, I can't move it because I need to go into Windows for that, shift that over there. Yeah, I can't move it, so let's just log out, shut down, and then we'll do the bit that we need to do. There we are, that's all the drives plugged in. And let's boot into Windows. Oh, I can unplug this drive with USB. So that one's out. Let's see what it boots into first. Having a bit of drink. Oh, for God's sake. So it booted. Oh, you can't see the screen. So it booted into Windows 10 first. Get out of here. No, stop. That's my 1TB. That's this one. I can't extend the volume. We need to shift to this one for some reason. Windows 10. Recovery partition. Ah, bollocks. You see, this is why we don't run Windows 10, because it does shit like this. You should be able to move the recovery partition. Okay, well if we boot into Windows 8, it might let us do it. Let me show you the most amazing way I've got this to dual boot. You'll be impressed. This is the worst thing you ever see. First we go into the BIOS. Then we go over to BIOS, Windows Boot Manager. We want to go Samsung QVO. We need to disable anything but those. So we want to... No, we don't want that one. So all we want enabled is our QVO and our WDC, which is our 240 gigabyte drive. You can't just go into the boot order, you know, when you have your boot menu. You can't just do that because the OS won't boot. It basically grabs the OS off of the first available drive in that boot order. So you have to go and swap it over. That's not good. Okay, now we're in Windows 8. You can see we have our new Windows 10 drive, which is still saying 128 gig. Okay, I hopefully should be able to move our extend volume. Well, that lets me extend it. The operation you selected will convert the selected basic disk to dynamic disk. You'll not be able to start the installed operating system from any volume on the disk except the current boot volume. Get out of here, Samsung magician. No, I don't want to continue. Okay, well, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to... Okay, one last thing. This was supposed to be a... Oh, you just do it and it worked. It's supposed to be like a 2 minute... It's supposed to be like a 2 minute video. It's supposed to be like a 2 minute video. And it's turned into waiting for it to go for 2 hours, 3 hours. And then having this issue where we can't move a bloody partition. It's almost as if the universe wants me to fail with making videos. All the way down here, UEFI SanDisk. I could record the screen, but I don't care. Let's get some drink sponsored by Cheap Cherry Aid from Asda. Stay hydrated. At least it's not like last time where we had Manjaro, which doesn't have Gparted installed. It's always the way. Okay, system tools. Okay, this is what it says. This one here, resize and move. Here we are. Shift that all across. It might cause it to not boot. Oh, I don't care. I don't care. How about apply? Apply all operations. Apply. Okay, what has it done? Has it just failed? Has it just failed on me? If it's moved the partition, that's all I need. Partition just needs to be shoved over there. No, it hasn't done that. Okay, let's just shift across all over there. Apply. I can extend it in Windows. That's all I need to do. Okay, so it did do that. It did move the partition. It's got like 1 meg at the end. That doesn't matter. It probably won't let me expand that until I go back into Windows. Okay, log out. Reboot. This should boot into Windows 8 where I can extend the partition. And then, or maybe I should do it in Windows 10. No! Let's do a reboot into Windows 10. I should have just waited to install Windows 10 because I wanted to play Half-Life ALYX the other day. Also, what we need to do, Task Manager, disable, 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 there we are. Okay, it's removed the recovery partition, extend that, next, finish. There we are, EU Windows 10 is now 240 gig. Great, finally, that's done. Now let me play Half-Life ALYX. You can see on my boot drive, which is Mega Drive. No, it's not my boot drive master system. I'm running low on space. 100 gig left, which isn't any good because I think 50 gig of that is Half-Life ALYX. So I can delete it off there, put it on here now. The world will rejoice. That's this video. Took longer than expected. Oh well. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that shit. Goodbye.